Hello, welcome to Jackrabbit Journal. We've got Chris Bono coming up talking about the latest win for the SDSU wrestlers. They have won 9 duels in a row. Got Scott Nagy and Aaron Johnston coming up as well, talking about modest win streaks for their teams. The Jackrabbit men have won 4 in a row, and they have won 25 in a row at home now after a win over Omaha on Thursday. The Mavericks were the Summit League leaders coming into this one. They were 4-0 on the road in Summit League games, but the Jacks come out, shoot 63% in the first half. DeAndre Parks and George Marshall combined to shoot 19 of 25 in the game. Marshall matches a career high with 28 points. Jacks win 87-76. And then they grind out a win at Denver on Saturday. Denver led the entire first half. The Jacks did not take the lead for good until about 7 minutes to play. They go on a 9-0 run, fueled by the Jay Biddle. 12 points, 8 rebounds for Biddle, 15.7 rebounds for Mike Dahm. And the Jacks win 67-56 at Denver. And SDSU now 7-2 in the Summit League. They're in a 4-way tie for first place right now. Meanwhile, the Jackrabbit women have won their last 3 games. They go to Tulsa and break a 6-game win streak that Oral Roberts had going. Ellie Thompson with 16.6 rebounds. Clarissa Ober back from injury with 12 points and 3 block shots. They get 9 rebounds from Carrie Young. Chloe Korneman off the bench with a couple of 3-pointers. Gabby Bover off the bench with some blocks and some steals. A total team effort in a 68-50 win for the Jackrabbit women. And the Jacks are now 7-1. In the Summit League. They're 1/2 game behind those Coyotes right now. And when we come back, Aaron Johnston on why guards always get all the credit in the college game right now and why his team has taken such darn good care of the basketball.
Jackrabbit Journal on Midco Sports Network is presented by Dakota Land Honda.
Welcome back. Whether it is home or away or a rest stop along Interstate 29, it wouldn't matter where the SDSU women's basketball team is playing right now. They are playing well. They have won all 4 Summit League road games so far this season. Here is Aaron Johnston on getting the latest win where no other Summit League team had gotten a win so far this season.
Really good win. Oral Roberts defends very well, so they don't give up a lot of points at home. And at home, they seem to play with a different comfort level. But our defense was excellent in that game. I held them to about 25% shooting throughout the game. And that first quarter, when our offense was struggling, our defense really kept us in it. And second quarter, a little better offensively. Third and fourth, we were very, very good. So Ellie Thompson had a real good game for us. It was nice to get Clarissa Ober back, who is a big part of our overall team defense. And the second half, she finished really well around the basket, made some plays against their post player. And then we just made timely threes. Chloe had a couple big ones. Maddie had a couple. We just did what we needed to get a really good road win. And proud of the team because it is a tough place to play, as you mentioned.
Ellie Thompson, we've talked about all these other good big players around the league, in the Summit League. She's really becoming one of them, isn't she?
Oh, I think so. I think she still flies under the radar. People still talk a lot about Macy on our team, or Carrie, or Maddie. It seems like guards in this day and age get all the publicity, because it's a guard world. But Clarissa and Ellie together, in particular Ellie offensively lately, they've been really good as any of the posts around. So I'm proud of both of them and what they're doing.
And in this game, the big people shot it very well. Your guards were missing a lot of shots, but it was kind of one of those a win where everybody did something, wasn't it? I mean, you got the bench play. Gabby comes in, 3 steals, 3 blocks. I mean, everybody contributed in this win.
Yeah, definitely. I think we had 68 points, but it wasn't like anybody really just went off for a huge game. It was everybody's basket was really important. Even our bench was really solid. Really like what Chloe did. Sid Palmer's giving us good minutes. Lexi hit a big shot for us, and we needed one in a stretch there. She was a part of our run in the second half where we got some steals, got out in transition. So Lexi's minutes were really important for us too. So yeah, I just like where our team's playing right now. As much as we have some really key go-to players, there's just so many players on our team that can make shots. We're really balanced right now. We're taking care of the ball better, so a lot of the things we need to do to be good offensively.
I was going to say 5 turnovers. That's the right number, right?
Yeah, still probably 4 too many, but it was better than the probably 4 or 5 games before that where we turned it over way too much. And we didn't change anything. We didn't really adjust. We were just very focused in that game on our matchups defensively, I thought, offensively, our execution and what we were doing and where we needed to be, and it really showed up with how we took care of the ball. We just didn't have any of those loose turnovers that we've had in the last couple of games.
You could live with 1 turnover a game.
I could live with 5 too in that game. We
played
pretty
5
focused.
is fine.
We played pretty focused, and the players deserve the credit. Like I said, we didn't change anything. They just had a really good mentality out there.
All right, two games this week. You start on the road Thursday at Omaha and then get back at home against North Dakota State on Saturday.
That'll be a big one Thursday because it's another road game, another team that plays well at home. Omaha's been a team that has the talent to beat anybody, including us, and just hasn't quite gotten over the hump in the last probably 2-3 weeks. They've just struggled a little bit. Teams have found some open shots and shooting the ball a little bit better. But with Shaw on the floor, they have a chance to beat anybody. Then, as you mentioned, North Dakota State on Saturday. So it's going to be a big week for us to get back into the swing of things here after a couple of days off. And these next 2-3 weeks will really shake out where two people are going to be fighting for top spots.
Does going on the road, does that mean anything to you guys right now? With this team, does it matter wwhere you're playing, if it's home or away right now?
Well, we've always been better at home, but this team has been really focused on the road all year. To be honest with you, we've been as good on the road as I think we've ever been. So we just do things that it helps you be successful on the road. We've defended teams well so far. For the most part, we've taken care of the ball, so our offense has been pretty efficient and just been in games, and we have players that can make plays when we need to. So it'll be a challenge, though. I think this is going to be a big test for us, and then we come back and have 4 in a row at home. So a big one on Thursday at Omaha, and then a chance to hopefully get Frost kind of going for a few weeks.
Up next, the Jackrabbit men. Scott Nagy on his team looking like they're getting back to normal, although they might not quite be there yet.
Jackrabbit Journal on Midco Sports Network is presented by Dakota Land Honda.
Well, it is a little like a band playing a concert without practicing, or maybe a theater troupe putting on a play without rehearsal. You can do it and look good doing it, but it's probably not the best way to go about things. And that is the feeling you get from Scott Nagy about his team right now. They are looking good, playing well without a lot of prep time. Here is that and a few other timely subjects with the head coach.
I guess I don't feel like it's normal, and I don't know if it ever will be the rest of the year. We don't have everybody in practice. And I don't know if we will the rest of the year. I'm amazed at what George is able to do. He didn't practice at all last week. The day before the game, he went just a little bit, I think, just to get some rhythm. And then he played. Obviously he played very well against Omaha. And I think when he came back on Friday, he was pretty sore. And then Saturday, he really wasn't himself at all. Now he made some big shots late. But early in the game, he was, you could just tell. I mean, it's bothering him, and so we won't. I don't know if we'll have George the rest of the year in terms of practice. And it's hard when you have your point guard who plays 30 minutes a game, and you're trying to practice. You work on end of the game situations, all those things, and he's not there. It's not the same, and so it's a little bit frustrating for me. And Jake missed some practice last week because of his knee, and so again, we've been talking about this. It's just going to have to be something we manage. I don't think anybody's feeling sorry for us, but I'm frustrated with it, and so in terms of where we were at the beginning of the year, you talked about normal. I don't know if it'll ever be like that.
But you got guys that are gamers, obviously, that can play without having a whole lot of practice. But that's not ideal, is what you're saying.
It's not ideal, and I think my concern is it'll eventually catch up to us in some spots. But we're still doing okay.
All right. Did you do what you wanted to against Omaha? Did you execute what you thought the game plan should have been in that win over Omaha here?
Offensively we were good. We had a lot of mistakes defensively, but when you're good offensively, all that stuff gets covered up. Now, we're playing a very good basketball team. We know that, and so trying to get them stopped defensively is a tough deal because they're very good offensively. They have 4 players that are really at the top of their game offensively, and it's hard to get all of them stopped at the same time. But again, we shot the ball so well, particularly George and DeAndre, in terms of their percentages, that it just kind of covers up everything else.
But still, defensive rebound percentage was up there. The things you did that you wanted to do, turn them into jump shooters for the most part. I think you did in that game, didn't you?
We did. We did, and we are rebounding the ball. I think, early in the year, our defensive percentage was not very good, and I think to this point, we've gotten that straightened out. I hope we just continue to do it.
Yeah, it was up around 90% in the game at Denver, and this had to be kind of a weird weekend. You play Omaha, and then 2 days later, you're playing Denver. Was it just a total turnaround mentally for your guys in this to play those two kind of styles?
Yeah, and a lot of people talk about that. One of the fastest teams in the nation in terms of how quickly they shoot the ball, and then you turn around and play one of the slowest teams in the nation in terms of how they shoot the ball. But I really don't think it had any impact, and there really wasn't any talk or our players thinking about that. You play the game, you try to play the way you want to play offensively. We can't control really how other people play. In other words, like we can't speed up Denver. It doesn't matter what we do because we're not a pressing team, and we're just going to guard them, from the inside out. And so they're going to play at the pace they want to play, and we're okay with that. We've done okay against them playing that way. And then with Omaha, I mean, you just have to get back and try to slow them down. And so I don't think either game had any impact on the way we played.
All right. No game till Saturday. What time off? You will take some time off this week?
Yeah, just physically, mentally, our players probably need it. And, even my coaching staff might need it too. I think that, it's a long season. It is. And when you have a week like this, it's just an opportunity to recover physically and mentally. And it also gives us an opportunity to work on just what we do. We really haven't had any chance to work on our offense at all. And so I think that this week will afford us that. We'll take the 2 days probably before IUPUI and start working on their stuff. But it does give us 1 or 2 days just to completely work on what we do and not even talk about another team.
All right, last thing on Mike Dahm. Are you surprised by the way that he's been able to score this year? And you keep him coming off the bench? Do you keep things the way they are as far as the rotations right now?
Yeah, there's no reason for us to change that. What matters is how many minutes you play and the quality of those minutes and when are you playing. Mike's obviously playing a lot of minutes for us and has increased his minutes because he's gotten better at rebounding the basketball and he's gotten better defensively. Early in the year, he was playing about 10 minutes a game and scoring about 10 points a game. I mean, he is a highly efficient offensive player, and we knew that. But what he's done is he's starting to rebound and defend better, so he's on the floor more, and he scores. I mean, he just that's something that comes natural to him. It's the other stuff that we have to continue to work on with him, and he's gotten better at it, and he wants to be good at those things. Wants to be a really, really good basketball player and works at it and is conscientious about it, and it frustrates him when he doesn't do the things that we want him to do. When he doesn't do them well, he's more frustrated than we are, and so he's gotten better at it, and the main reason is because he wants to be good at it.
All right. And it just seems like there's a good vibe. I don't know what to call it right now. It just seems like things are turning for the better right now, doesn't it?
It does, because we've won a couple of games, but it can also change in a hurry too. I've seen that happen, and so, I think you just have to just take them one day at a time, all the old cliches, all that stuff. But it can change in a hurry. And so I think that's why you have to continue to work on the fundamentals and just, like you don't count on playing at home and you're just going to win the game because you're playing at home. Everything happens for a reason, and the main reason is because you take everyday practice and you work hard at those things and you stay really, really good at the fundamentals. And
IUPUI is for real. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, they're tough. They have tough kids, and they're really starting to bleed. They're winning a lot of close games, and they're very well coached.
When we come back to the women and a rapid fire interview with the lanky lefty Clarissa Ober.
Jackrabbit Journal on Midco Sports Network is presented by Dakota Land Honda.
Welcome back. Clarissa Ober missed 2 games with a hand injury recently. Might have been from blocking shots for all we know. Anyway, she is a second-generation Jackrabbit, and she is in this week's rapid fire interview with David Brown.
All right, so first question. Your dad played here for the men's team in the late 1980s. So right now, who would win a one-on-one battle, you or your dad?
When he was in his prime or right now?
Present day.
I think it could go either way, honestly.
Wouldn't automatically be you just because you're younger?
No, he's got his nice baby hook. He's got some good shots. When I go home, he hits the bank all the time, so it could go either way, honestly.
Why are you number 21?
I never really thought about it. In AAU, my last 2 seasons, I was 21, so I was like, why not keep going with it? So
I know there's a limited number of jerseys you can pick here, so was that available? Were you happy it was available, or did you just not care?
I was happy it was available, but it wasn't like a top choice, basically. But I like the number.
What is your guilty pleasure song?
Oh, okay. What a Wonderful World.
That's not that bad. Lots of people
I
like
know,
that song.
I know. But it's like an oldie, and when I go home, like that's one of my first songs I listen to.
All right, here's a tough one. If you could time travel, where would you go?
I'd say probably like ancient times, basically. I don't know, it just seems kind of cool. Like you don't really know.
Like medieval times in Europe or something?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, like we don't really know like much about those times. Like we do, but we don't. So I mean, it'd be kind of cool to go see all that stuff.
See what life was like before cell phones and technology.
Basically,
and
yeah.
like that. What is the best advice you've ever received?
So I'd say the best advice I've gotten would be that just give it your all day in and day out, and good things come your way.
And you've heeded that advice, I'm assuming? Mm-hmm. If you could be in any movie, either past or present or future, if you're so inclined, what movie do you want to be in?
Okay, so the movie I'd like to be in would be The Notebook.
As Rachel McAdams?
Yeah.
Or as someone that's different?
No, her.
Easy to see. Ryan Gosling. Do you have a hidden talent, or is there something you'd like to learn?
I'd like to learn how to knit.
Scarves, hats,
Yeah,
sweaters?
scarves, hats, sweaters, the whole thing.
The whole shebang. You want to make your own clothing.
Yeah.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs. All the way.
Do you have a dog?
No,
Does your family have a dog?
we had dogs before, but now we don't. But dogs.
But still a dog person.
Yes, still dogs.
Who would win a game of horse among you and your teammates?
Chloe. Because, when she gets hot, she just makes her shots all the time, so
Wouldn't even say yourself.
no.
At least you're honest. Last question. Best day of your entire life?
This day. I think just like Christmas, when I get to see my whole family, basically.
Very cool. Thank you.
Yep.
Coming up next, Chris Bono and the Jackrabbit Wrestlers get a couple of thrilling finishes to take down Wyoming in another Big 12 conference win for the Jacks.
Jackrabbit Journal on Midco Sports Network is presented by Dakota Land Honda.
The Jackrabbit Wrestling team has won 9 duels in a row now. They beat Wyoming in a Big 12 conference matchup on Friday. They started at 174 pounds.
David's wrestling real well right now. Really excited about what's going on with him. He's making all the connections. He does everything right. Kid listens, kid works hard. I'm really excited about the future, but he set the tone for the whole match. We needed bonus points from that match, and he went out and did what he had to do. Kind of hard when we always try to start at the lightest weight class, so for him to be thrown out there first, messes with their routine a little bit. He handled it well. He acts like a professional, and we are really excited about where he's headed.
The most dramatic match of the night was at 184, where Brady Ayers got down 4-0, but came back with a late takedown to win 6-5.
What people don't know is that kid beat Brady 16-4 last year. So that's why it was a real big win for us, and it just shows the improvement that Brady has had, the dedication he had all summer staying here and working out with John, with Coach Reeder every day. And his improvement is night and day. And so for him to turn around a 16-4 loss into a win like that, and the way he did it, to get a late takedown and ride him out for the win, is just a testament to our program and what we're doing with these kids and getting them to believe that we are the best shaped team in the country and that we do work harder than these guys and we should own the third period. So it all came to fruition for Brady, and really happy for him.
At 197, Nate Rodert works out a 6-2 win in a performance that was not spectacular, but very solid.
We're wrestling a pretty good team. That's what people have to understand. Everybody thinks that, you should go out and beat guys, 12-0. We want to do that, don't get me wrong. But when you get people that try to slow you down and you get a pretty good guy that knows how to wrestle, a 6-2 win is pretty dominant. In the lower weights, Jack's got a forfeit at 125, but lost close matches in the next 2, with Bubba Sims at 133 and Seth Gross at 141, losing by decision. Just a letdown. Took the air a little bit out of our out of our lungs, and Bubba will come back stronger. He always has, and when he's on, and when he's off, he's off. There's no explanation for it. He warmed up good, had a great week of preparation. and just got caught, early in the match and couldn't come back. So, and as far as Seth wrestled a really good kid. I was really impressed with that kid. Even on film, I knew it was going to be a scrap, and he came and showed that he is really good. Technically, he's very good, and we had a chance to win at the end.
And after that mid-match lull, the Jacks come back strong with wins by Alex Kosher at 149 and Cody Pack at 157. Alex
wrestled a kid that has one big move, and Alex fell into that trap. I'm just not going to get caught in that one big move, which really hurt the way he wrestles. We feel Alex can beat people by 8 or 10 points, and he went in there just looking to not get caught in this guy's big move, and it affected his performance to the point where he almost lost. And so that's a lesson learned that we talk about all the time. You got to wrestle your style. It doesn't matter what they do. Go out and wrestle, and you'll be just fine. As far as Cody, hey, that kid was well coached. That's the way. If I was an underdog like that, I would do the same thing. Try to hold him off, and try to win at the end of the match. And at the NCAA tournament, I believe that he gets hit 4 or 5 times for stalling. So either way, Cody needs to open up. Cody needs to let it go. When you're the 6th best wrestler in the country, you can't let a guy slow you down. We just got caught in that trap. But a little bit of testament to Cody to win a 1-0 match. You're going to have to win a few of those to get to the NCAA finals. So he was able to manage it, and I was kind of glad he was in that kind of match so he understood how to win those tight 1-0 matches.
The Jacks wrestle at Utah Valley this Friday. They're at Boise State on Sunday and then get back home for a Big 12 match against West Virginia on February 12th. We've got a basketball doubleheader coming up Saturday. See you there.